we have mainly discussed about Jenkins, guys. What is the CSC, what is the continuous integration concept, how to install and how to configure Jenkins. Also, right, we have seen like how to install Maven from the management tools, also like how to install Jenkins plugin. All these things that we have covered. Also, we have tried to create some basic Maven job and we have tried to execute, which is got success. Okay. Then in the yesterday session, what we have discussed is what is the need of code quality and how it will work out. Also, we have also tried to install SonarQube in the live demo, and we have also integrated with the Jenkins, guys. That means Jenkins to Sonar we have integrated, and after successful of Jenkins job execution, right? What happened? All the metrics, say like code coverage, number of test cases, all the bugs and vulnerabilities, code duplication, everything the data got stored in the SonarQube. Up to here, right? We have covered, guys. Okay. Do you have any doubts, guys? Until this all the sessions, right? If there is some issues, right? Maybe after our workshop, right? We can reconnect again. We can try to discuss, guys. You please let me know if there is any doubt.
Sir.
Yes.
Yesterday I'm absent, sir. I need a video of yesterday's.
Yes, sure. I think our team is going to share it with you.
Okay.
Yes, Pawan. Okay. So yeah, we're going to share the details to you, Pawan. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Great. Okay. So here, right, as you can see the slide here, we're going in step-by-step manner, guys. It's not like, directly we are not jumping on. First CI part. First, we have the Git. From the Git, we are cloning the code. Then we have whatever we have in this box, right? We have installed everything in our virtual machine, guys. You can say like Linux server. So now, right, if there is something happen, failure, okay, let me log into the machine and I will cover that part. How to log in, guys? I need to go to my folder structure, right click, I need to open Git bash, then immediately, right, I can spin up the Vagrant up, that's it. Then if the already VM is up right earlier, right, it will be started, old one. Otherwise, right, it will create a new VM, guys, if it is fresh start. Anyway, it will take some time. So meanwhile, right, let's come to our slide. Here, right, let's say we have created multiple Jenkins jobs, guys. One is for the basic Maven project, another is one for the SonarQube. Okay. If in case some failure happen, let's say like something like code, in the code, right, they have some bugs. Well, something happened, guys. In the Jenkins job, right, we're unable to compile the code. That times the Jenkins job will get failed, guys. Okay, in that case, we need to send a notification to the team. So in this session, right, we're going to see how to configure the SNTP server with the Jenkins, guys. This is also, right, in the real time, we need to take care of this part. Okay. So let me discuss about that SNTP. Here, right, there will be different SMTP servers, guys. Okay, let's say like organization specific SMTP servers will be there. Okay, org specific SMTP servers. That means when you see something like if some people has mail IDs, right? Say like KSR consultant, something like this. So this is right. This is from the organizations, guys. Okay. We will have a separate SNTP server that may be shared by GoDaddy, that may be shared by Gmail, anyone. Okay. Otherwise, we can also host our own SNTP server, guys. This is mainly responsible to send the emails. When you open the Gmail, you see like a lot of junk will say like no reply at matrimony, something like that. Okay. If you want to send any bulk emails also, right, we can use this service, guys. Okay, this is like organization specific SNTP server will be there. Okay, then second one will be, we can also host them in the cloud, guys. Okay, AWS or Azure, right? We can create our own SNTP service and we can use it based upon the number of emails, right? How many emails we have sent, right? Based upon that, right? It will get cost, guys. Okay, this is how. So you might seen, right, in your Gmail account, lot of junk mails will come, right? This is how they will send. So any ad, if they want to send ad, right, they will have a bunch of list of email IDs. What they will do, they will just copy paste and they will send a emails at a time, guys. This is how it will work out. Similarly, in the session, what we're going to do is, since we don't have any organization specific SNTP, also any cloud based SNTP, I'm trying to reuse the Gmail, guys, SNTP server of Gmail. There is some limit. So up to some certain number of emails, right, we can send from our email, guys. Okay. Now, after completion of this, what will happen is, if there is something happen, some success or failure happen in the Jenkins job, that may be in a compilation state, that may be in the test case phase, anytime, right, we are going to get a notification, guys. That is the expectation from this session. Now let me see. Okay, my VM got up, right? Now, if you want to log into the server, I can fire up my mobile external. This is my SSH tool, guys. I don't say like you need to use only this tool. You can use any tool, guys. It's all up to you. You have like putty will be there. So I am mainly preferable. I am comfortable with this tool. So I will choose this one. Here in the remote host, local host, I need to mention. In the username, I need to mention Vagrant as username. Port 2222. Why? Because I have done this port mapping to my guest to host machine. 2222 I have given. Now let me click on OK, guys. Now let's see whether my Jenkins VM is Jenkins server service is up or not. How to check it, guys? To check the service, you can check the process once. PS space -ef space grep for the Jenkins. Mostly the process will be up. Okay. Now let me access my Jenkins and try to configure the SNTP service. So my password got saved, guys. Otherwise, whatever password I have configured earlier, right, admin, right, I need to mention there. Okay. So in the first session, in the second session, right, in the third session, so we have gone to the manage Jenkins and we have tried this global tool configuration. What we have done, guys, in the global tool configuration, we have configured Maven and we have configured Git client. Similarly, in the manage plugins, right, what we have done is we have installed some of the plugins, okay, which are required to create a Maven project. Similarly, now I am going to configure the SNTP service with my Jenkins server, guys. Now, how to do that? Let's see. So to do that, right, I need to go to the configure system in this particular option. Go to the manage Jenkins, then go to the configure systems. Let me click on this one. Okay. Here, if you go down, right, I will have something like SNTP service, SNTP configuration, guys. As you can see here, extended email notification. Okay, email service, I need to authenticate here. Okay, so let's get the Gmail SNTP server details, guys. Gmail SNTP server details. If you can search with this, right, in the internet, you can get some set of information, guys. As you can see here, right, this is my server address. Okay, sntp.gmail.com. Copy it. Okay, under the SNTP server section, please paste it. Okay, then second one, what we need to do is we need to configure the port, guys. Let's say why we need it. So any service, right, it will be allow a particular port, guys. Let's say when you want to try to log into the VM, right, what port I am using? 2222. Similarly, if you want to use access Jenkins, right, how I am doing? Localhost 8080, SonarQube 9000. Just like that, right? Each service has its own port, guys, where we can access. Now, in the SNTP port section, we have two options, guys. One is TLS, one is SSL. These two, right, I will try to cover in the real time. So when you start with workshops, right, I will cover this part. No worries. Now, currently, right, SSL also secure certificate. TLS, right, that will be more secure, guys. In the most of the companies, right, we are using TLS. Okay, so let's copy this TLS port 587. Now I'm configuring this TLS port. Then what I'm going to do is default user email prefix. Okay, I need to share my email IDs here. What you can do, some email.com you can mention here. Something like no reply also will be fine. Otherwise, I can mention our training. Okay, you can mention your username. Then yet followed by domain name gmail.com. So see, this is the my gmail.com. If you want to use right KSR consultants also, you can use it guys here. Okay. Now let's go to the further thing. Reply to list, emergency route, all these things, right? We need to have some we can include our manager, we can include our QA team, we can include our own DevOps team guys. All the details, right? We can save it here. Let's move further. As you can see, we have a lot of options guys here. Email notification, SNTP. If you want to use extended email, right, you can use it. If you don't want, right, you can use our basic email notification. In the extended email notification, right, we can see we have a lot of options to do it. Okay. Currently, what we have done, guys, we have just given the SNTP server and port. We need to authenticate to the SNTP server also. Okay, if you want to send any email, right, we need to authenticate with the server. To do that, right, let's click on the advanced settings. As you can see here, SNTP password, SNTP username is there, right? So username is already taken. So if you want to change the password, let me add a password here. Here you need to enter your SNTP password. That means your Gmail and your password, guys. That's it. Then it will be allow you to authenticate. Let me save it, guys. If there is some issue, right, we will get identified right now. Okay. Currently, what I have done, guys, I have just configured the SNTP server for my Jenkins, guys. Okay. One more thing we need to identify. Okay. If there is something, you may face some issue. My account gmail.com. Since this is Gmail, right, it won't allow you to send emails by default, guys, because Jenkins is the third-party application. Okay, we need to allow access to the Jenkins to send emails from the Gmail account. To do that, right, you need to access this URL manageaccount.google.com. Go to the security. In the security, right, we have an option, guys. Allow less secure apps. Okay. As you can see here, right, your account is vulnerable because you have apps and devices that use less secure signing technology to access your account. To keep your account safe, Google will automatically turn off the off if not being used. That means whenever you are configuring, right, you need to check here. You need to allow this option, guys. As you can see here, right. See, you need to allow this option. Then only you will be able to send the emails from the Jenkins. Now let's see. Let's try to configure. I have some basic Java app, right? Here I have some settings. To do the settings, right? Okay. Go to the configuration section. After what you need to do, after post completion of job, we need to do, guys. Currently, I have created a sample demonstration for ourselves. What I will do is I will create for our reference just now. In the post build actions, right, you can click on this one. Okay, here we can see some set of actions, the shell script and invoke and Gradle script. Just like that, right, we have another post build actions here. Here you should see something like editable email notification, guys. Okay, the same thing plugin only we have configured in the 1 minute, guys. I'm disconnected. Guys, are you able to hear me? Can someone confirm?
Yes.
Okay, great, man. I think something suddenly stopped. Okay. Here, what I'm going to do is in the post build action, right? Let's select this editable email notification. Okay. Here, project from, we have some set of options are there. I'm giving like from where we need to send the email. Then default recipients, if you want, you can create your own account. Okay. Let's do one more thing, guys. There are some public mail servers are available. If you want, you can also try this one. Mailinator. This is one of the public, open source email server. what you can do is you can just give some name, guys. DevOps demo, something like that. I'm giving here. I have a mail available, just like this. Okay. Now let me copy paste here. The @ will be like mailinator, guys. Let's see whether our Gmail will send email or not. This one we need to send here. Add here. Sorry. We need to add it here, guys. @mailinator.com. That's it, guys. Okay. Similarly, if you want to reply to also, you can add same thing. This is just for demonstration. In the real time, right? You need to add lot of mail IDs, guys. Here. Okay. That should be like comma separated. You can add hundreds of email IDs as per your requirement. Let's see whether it will work or not. Then we have some more options, guys. Say like, subject line. What is the subject line? By default, right? Subject line will be like Jenkins job name and whether it is success or failure, and also build number, guys. That's what the information it will send out. Then let's check other things also. When you see the console output, right, you're seeing a lot of build log, right? If you want to attach, you can attach the build log. Otherwise, right, you don't need to attach build log. Similarly, if you want to compress, right, if the log size is very high, in that case, what we're going to do is Jenkins is going to zip the log file and it's going to send to the email users, guys. Now we have another options also, advanced setting. This is quite important. So by default, right, Jenkins will send email to your account only when the build got failed, guys. It won't notify when the build got succeeded. This is the by default configuration. To avoid this one, right, what we can do is, let's remove this one, current one. In the trigger section, I have something like add trigger, guys. Click on this one, always. Before, right, only failure option is there, right? Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put like always. That means whether it build is success or failure, anything, right, I'm going to get a notification, guys. Let me choose the always. Okay, here let's me click on this one, advanced settings. If you want, right, I can add same details here, recipient list, reply to list, so you can use it, same thing. Then also like same settings get attached build log, failure, right? If generally for failure messages only we will attach the log. If a success message, right, we don't attach the logs. As per your requirement, right, you can take care of this, guys. Okay, this is how we can configure the email notification for the Jenkins. We can integrate Jenkins with the SNTP server. Also, this is how we can configure a SNTP config in the Jenkins job level also. Let me save this one. Now let me trigger the job, guys. What will happen? Let's see. I'm going to build the job now. Let me open the log message. I think this one we have already discussed. Let me repeat it again. First of all, right, it will check out from the Git, right? Whatever slide we have, right, same flow it will take care. I have code base which is stored in the GitHub. Jenkins will use Git client to fetch the code to the server. That means it will clone everything to my Linux VM, guys. Here, it will start the Maven operation first. What it is doing is trying to call the set of goals, whatever I have given here, this one. Okay, clean package. These two are the Maven goals. After workshop, right, I'm going to cover, guys, this one. Maven, I will take a separate session, and Git bash also, Git also, I will take a separate session. That time, right, we'll know more about it. In the initial session only, right, I don't want to dump more on you guys. Whatever we're doing, right, we're starting from the basics, guys. Very basics, let's say. And it started compiling the code. After compilation of code, right, it's also running some JUnit test cases also. Once this is also completed, right, what it's doing is it's created a package, and it is what it is saying is email was triggered for always, sending email for trigger always, sending email to whatever email I have given, right. Here I got the email, as you can see here, right. it is sending email from my personal Gmail account, training Gmail account to the whatever mail ID I have given, right? I have got the email, guys. What it is saying is, this is my, as I mentioned, right? This is my project name. This is the build number, and whether it is success or failure, guys. Okay, as you can see here, right? It is also sending the basic content. If you also, it will also share the Jenkins job URL, guys. Same way, you know, project name. This is basic Java app. 8 is the Jenkins build job ID. Also, this is my server IP address. In the hands-on real time, right? What will happen is, instead of localhost, right, we'll have some domain name, guys. Your company name .com, something like that. It will come, guys. This is how we can configure our SNMP server with the Jenkins. Also, right, on the job level also. If there any failure happen, right, we are going to get a notification like this, guys. I will pause here for a couple of minutes, guys. So if you feel overloaded, you know, if you don't understand anything, right, let me know. So I will try to repeat it again, guys. That's not a problem. Please free to ask me anything, guys. Let's start the quick roundtable. Otherwise, Amit, any doubt, Amit? Amit, Anil, Anusha, Ahmad, Bharat, anyone? If you have any doubts, let me know for today's session.
Yeah, Venkatesh, this one. Can you go to this basic this tab? Yeah. So this one you trigger the new job, or this is the old job you.
Old job only. This job I created in the session 3, I guess. Yeah, in the session 3.
So you trigger the same job, not the new one, right?
Yes. Same job only. What I have changed it, I have integrated with the SNMP server, right? So I need to put some set of rules. As I mentioned, by default, right, Jenkins don't send any emails. So we should add a step in the post build action. Under the post build action, right, what I have done is I have added some set of settings. From address, whatever you're seeing, right? This is my from address. Same thing, nothing new. Here, right, what are the email IDs? We need to send the notification. Here, right, we can add some comma separated emails, and we can add a number of emails also. If you want, let me open same thing in the Mailinator. In the incognito, I hope it will send the email. Let me try this one. Demo, what I will do is I will create a new account, DevOps demo test 1. 1, 2, 3, let's try. Here, right, I can add n number of email, guys, just like this. Right, we can add some set of list here. Same way, like mailinator.com, we need to add my email address. Real time, right, it will be ended with the developer username and your company domain name. That's it. Then I can this list, right, this will keep on increasing, guys, as per the requirement. Okay, now what I can do is I can configure same thing in here also, in the developer section also. Reply to, not reply to, recipient list. Now let's see if there is some issues, right, we'll get the notification. Let me trigger the job again. I have, as I mentioned, right, I have already Jenkins job created. What I have done is I have just done some further configuration for this SNMP server. That's it. It will, same steps it will follow, and finally, right, it will send mail to the couple of users. It's saying something. What it is doing is it is sending email to the multiple users now. Okay, earlier only I have one user, right? Let's go back to my home. Here I will get one more notification, build job 9. Similarly, let me go to incognito. I have some another account created, right? Some dummy email account. Here also I got notification. just like this, right? We need to keep on adding our developer user accounts. So in general, right, there is some group list will be there, guys. So it's like a development group will be there, QA group will be there. What we'll do is we'll just add the group list here instead of personal individual email IDs. Anyone onboarded to the team, right, they will get automatic email, guys. That's how it will work out in the real time. Yes, Samir. Any further doubt, guys? Please free to ask anything, guys. There is nothing like small or big. So I know you are too new to the DevOps or too new to the IT industry. I'm happy to help you guys, whatever you ask. Okay, guys. So I can say one thing, guys. Please do the hands-on as much as possible. So if you don't do this hands-on, right, what will happen is everything will be new for you. So whatever I have teach you, right, if you take a break on weekend, from by Monday it will be completely new. So anything that may be like coding language, that may be like Python, that may be shell scripting, anything, even in the DevOps also, right? At least you should wait for 10 days, guys. What will happen is you should start the hands-on. Then once you're doing this, right, earlier, right, you might think, okay, this Jenkins is complicated, something how to do this. So what we're doing is we're going to the each step in the hands-on manner, right? Once you do this on your own, right, you'll be very, very familiar. Also, to give the to attempt the interview also, right, you will be more confident. If someone asks, right, how we have done, right, you can explain same way. What maybe the way how you explain may be different, but concept, right, you will try to give your best in the interviews also. That's why please do the hands-on. So for the development team, right, expertise will matter. Here, right, hands-on is matter. You don't need any logical thinking here. What you need to use basic common sense, what to do, what not to do. That's it, guys. Okay. So if we don't have any further doubts, right, I will go to the further steps, guys. Please, I am passing here for a couple of minutes. If you have any doubts, right, let me know. Otherwise, I will proceed with the further topics. Okay. Okay, guys. I will go to the further topics. Here, right, whatever we are seeing the jobs, right, they are not the pipeline, guys. All these things, right, they are like individual Jenkins jobs. One I have created for our basic Maven integration. Another one I have integrated for the SonarQube, right? In the hands-on real time, right? There are some companies which are like legacy companies. Let's say like very old projects, right? They will now also, right, they will follow this kind of structure only. For each thing, right, they will create a separate Jenkins job here, okay, and they will execute it. That's all. However, if the project is recently started, right, we need to follow the standards, guys. That is called Jenkins pipeline. We need to integrate. If you Google it, right, you will try to understand, guys, what is the pipeline, all these things. Now, right, today I am going to cover it very, very brief manner, guys, not in high level. Very, very briefly I will cover. After in the workshop or after completion of our workshop, right, I'm going to cover more on the pipeline as a code also, guys. Now, to do that, right, we need to install a set of plugins, guys. To install plugin, what I need to do is, I need to go to the dashboard. I need to click on Manage Jenkins. To install any plugin, right, I need to go to the Manage Jenkins. Here, go to the Available section. Here, I need to search for the pipeline. You will get a bunch of pipeline, guys. For each environment, right, you will have a different set of pipeline. If you want to create a Docker pipeline, you can use this one. Okay, lot of options are there, guys. What I'm going to use, I will select most of the pipeline which are available here. You will try to see what will happen. Okay. This should be enough as of now. So I am selecting too much, I guess. You can use some random, guys. That should be okay. Anything. So what it will happen is, let me try to install the plugins, guys. It will take some time. If it's required, right, I will restart the Jenkins also. Meanwhile, right, if you have any doubts from the day one session, that may be like data center virtual machines, like Linux basics, Okay, then Jenkins, SonarQube. If you have any doubts in these 4 topics, let me know, guys. I will try to cover. So these are the tasks, guys, which and all I have given earlier. In the session 1, right, what I have given is, I told you to make sure you are confident enough to start the DevOps activity. So please search the internet. I'm not sure how many people has done this one. So this task 2, I think most people have started. Maybe if you guys started right, please free to ping me. I will take a one-to-one class and I will try to fix the issues for you. Okay, these 3 tools, right, you need to install, guys. Whatever I'm doing, right, everything I am doing actually from this tool stack only. Git Bash, Oracle VirtualBox, and Vagrant. In the session 2, I told you to create a Oracle VM, okay, using by fire up these commands. So if you want, you can log in with the Vagrant SSH directly. Otherwise, right, you can use the MOBA extra to log into the server, guys. Then in the third session, right, I have shared you a deployment guide. Okay, Jenkins installation guide. You need to install it. To create a job, right, what I have shared some sample dummy project also. From the same project only, I have created this Jenkins job, guys. This job I have created from this pipeline only. Then in the session 4, which is yesterday happened, I installed SonarQube in the live demo. Then I have created sample Jenkins job and integrated with the SonarQube, guys. Up to here, right, these are the 4 topics we have covered until now. If you don't understand, if you want more information, any topic, right, let me know, guys, right now. So before we need to understand the basics before going on actual things, guys. Okay, let me pick some random. Anusha, do you need anything repeated? Are you good with all the topics? Or if you want any topic repeated, right, let me know.
Till now I'm good. I need to work on hands.
Understood.
I haven't.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I'll be ready by Monday.
Sure, sure. One small notification, guys. So, like Saturday will be comfortable for you, or Sunday will be comfortable for you. So, as I promised, right, we can have some workshop session. So it's like, I will share some real-time scenarios. We can do that interactive manner. You can also do it. So based on your comfort, right, we can schedule call, guys. Maybe on Saturday or Sunday, any day will be fine for me. So it's all up to you. You can decide when we can have a call. So our team is going to send the meeting link to you. We can have a call. I will share you some real-time scenario, and I will create a job and everything. Yeah.
I'll be comfortable on Sunday.
Sunday, right? Okay. So Sunday morning we can connect them. Any other ideas, guys? Say Bharat, Dedeep, Sairam, Harita, Ahmad, Anil, Amit, anyone. If you are also fine with the Sunday, right? We can all connect in the Sunday again. That's kind of workshop, as I mentioned, right? Everything will be hands-on. Yeah.
How about we connecting on Saturday?
Saturday, let's try to cover all the people. So 1:1 Okay. Ajit, Amit, Anil, can you guys vote yourself Saturday or Sunday based on your comfort? It won't take much time, guys. 1 hour maximum.
Saturday, sir.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday. Okay, Bharat.
Sunday is what?
Saturday. Okay. I think voting is increased for Saturday. Okay, we can have a session on Saturday if possible. So timelines like morning 9 to 10 will be okay, I think. Weekend vibes, right? So let's not start too early. Most of people will be in sleepy mode. 9 to 10, let's fix it, guys. I will talk to the consultant team and they can share the invite to you. Okay, I will give some real-time scenario, guys. We'll try to implement that one. Okay. Okay, guys.
Okay, the session is on Saturday. Please try to record and share to us.
Sure, guys. Yeah. We'll take care of that part for sure. Okay, I think the Jenkins might be, I think I came out from the setup, right? Restarting, I guess. Okay. Now, how to create a pipeline. Okay, I have installed some set of Jenkins plugins, right? I hope that's already success. So I'm go ahead with this one. To see, right, whether a pipeline is success or not, right? This option should be come, guys. Okay. Now what I will do is Jenkins pipeline. I will name it. I am creating a new project here, and earlier, right, I have chosen the Maven project, guys. Now I am choosing the pipeline as the project. Okay. Now let's create it. Here, right, so in the Maven's job, right, I have a lot of options, guys. Here, right, I don't have much options, as you can see here, right, very limited options. There, right, post build action, pre build actions, build steps, Maven, lot of steps are there. Otherwise, let me open for your reference. Let me go to the configure section. This is the Maven job, right? Here, in general, yes, source code management, build trigger, build environment, pre-steps, build, lot of options are there, guys. However, when you see the pipeline as a, in the pipeline job, right, we don't have much options. Why? Because we need to write some code, guys. When I say write some code means you don't need to bother. All is like, you can by heart only one programming. Wherever you go, that maybe even in Microsoft, Google also, right? Same program only they will use, guys. Here, right, pipeline as a code, we need to write some Groovy script, guys. We can have some sample script here. As you can see here, right, try sample pipeline here. We have some option here. You can click on like hello world, guys. So this is very basic pipeline. As you can see here, right. So this one, right, I will cover, guys, after completion of workshop. Okay. So before starting this pipeline as a code, right, I'm expecting your laptops are good enough to start with this work. That means you should be install all this Vagrant, which will work all these tools, guys. Now, as you can see, we have some different stages, guys. I have the pipeline. Let me trigger first of all. Then I will discuss. Let me click on the job here. If you want, you can see in the blue version. Now you can see some beautiful UI with the different stages, guys. This takes some time to load it. Okay, I think this is getting hanged. Let me go back to the session and this is my Jenkins pipeline, right? See now. So here that will be very good. It is taking some time to load. Let me cover here, guys, for you. Okay. Here, earlier, right, I don't get some setting like this, guys. Staging view. Okay. Here, what it is saying is, if you remember correctly, right, in our demo sessions, I have shown you some presentation where Git clone is a one stage, Maven is one stage, taking backup is one stage, then moving the code to the staging environment, that is one different stage. Then finally, right, after approval, it will move the code to the production environment. These kind of steps, right, I have showed in our demo sessions, guys. Okay, so similar setup, right, we can also create a pipeline job here, guys. So whatever you are seeing here, right, everything is called as a stage, guys. Okay, this is still loading. Okay, guys, I think let me cover here only. I will check the issue later. So if you want add any new stage, right, you can add a stage something like this, guys. What I can do is here, I can copy paste same thing. Here instead hello, right, I will put like dev I will place like the stage environment. Similarly, I will go for the production environment, guys. Don't need to work. This is not something like rocket. The very straightforward, guys. In the if you have more than 4 to 5 years of experience, right? They will ask some questions in this pipeline as a code also. What you need to do is you need to buy hard a basic script. Whatever they have, you can tell same thing, guys. The process won't change, guys. Okay. Here instead of hello world, right? I can say like dev environment, something like this. Environment. I will say this as a stage environment. I will say this as a production environment, guys. Prod environment. I'm just creating different stages, guys. So what I've done is I have created a new stage called staging environment, and this is my production stage, guys. Now let's see how the UI will get changed. Let me save this. This is still loading. Okay. Let me trigger the job here. What will happen? Let's see. Earlier, I have only one stage called hello. Now this will get changed, guys. As you can see here, dev, stage, prod. Any doubt, guys, you have until now?
Mr. Venkatesh,
Yes.
can we call it as a testing server?
Yeah, sure. We can integrate. Who is speaking? Ravi Teja. Yeah, sure. We can call it as. I mean, I will cover to that part. What I will do is let me copy this code to a notepad. Here you may not be see fully. This is the code which I have, guys. Pipeline up to here, right? You can ignore. Let's only focus on the staging setup. Stage as of now. Okay. Dev environment, stage environment, production. Let me add one more environment for our reference. Let's call it as a test environment. Okay. Each stage, right? So I have some first stage called dev stage. Okay. So if the job won't move forward if the dev got failed. Similarly, if the test got failed, right, it won't go to stage. So if this particular stage got failed, right, then the production stage, right, it won't execute, guys. Okay, let me put some sample example. I will put something like some dummy thing, some wrong message I'm giving here. I want to fail the Jenkins job, guys, right now. Okay, some exit command I'm doing. Let's see whether it will work or not. Okay, I'm going to save the file. Let me trigger the job again. Now what will happening is dev, test, stage, and production it will come. Here, as you can see here, right? Dev, test, stage. It got failed, guys. Because I have made it as failed. What I've done is I have run a shell script with the exit one code. That means I will cover in our Linux session. This is extensively. As of now, right? Let's say like exit code. If the programming got succeeded, right? It will print the exit 0. If the programming has some issue, failed, right? That time it will print like exit non-zero code, guys. So I'm making this stage failure by adding this line of code, guys. Now, if you want, let's see, guys, what's happening is. So here I have some of them here. Let me see the error. Exit status. So this got failed. Let me see the prod. As you can see here, it didn't print anything. Why? Because since the upstream job got failed, right? The Jenkins won't run this particular one, production thing one. Just like this, right? You can enhance this pipeline as per your requirement, guys. Any doubt, guys? You have until now? I have some more things to cover. If you have any doubts, right, I can pause here for a couple of minutes. I can go to the further, guys. Okay, guys. So in that case, right, what I will do is I will move further. This is like very basic app, right? Similarly, you can also choose some different app also. 1 minute. I think I need to have some example code base here. Okay, let me create a new job again. This is pipeline, right? Let me create a new job, guys. Jenkins pipe, let's call it as a pipeline 2. Pipeline 2. This is also a Jenkins pipeline code piece, right? So I am choosing the job type as the pipeline, guys. Now let me click on the OK. What I will do is in the options, right? In the sample script, I will try to use some high level one, guys. Okay. Scripted pipeline. Let's see. This looks like very complex one. This is also straightforward only. Let's try this one, guys. Okay. What will happen here? Let's see. It will fail. I know. I will tell you why it will fail. Okay. Let me save this one. And let me trigger this one. It will say like Maven is not available, something like that. It will print and it will fail, guys. As you can see here in the preparation phase only, right? The job got failed. Why? Because let's see, guys. Why? Because what it is saying is commit message it is taking no tool named M3 found. Okay, if you remember correctly, in our third session, we went through this guy is taking a lot of time. Okay. Well, this particular open blue version, right? I think I will check later. I think I need to restart my PC. It's getting hanged. Okay. So what we have done is, guys, we have go to the manage Jenkins. In the global tool configuration, we have done this Maven settings, right? So now let me get open. Here, what I have done, guys, if you remember correctly, right? If someone remember, right? Can you tell me how to add the Maven version here? Don't worry, guys. There is nothing like right or wrong. You are still learning DevOps, right? You can tell. Even if you're wrong also, that should be okay. Anyone, you can tell, guys. Okay. Okay, guys. I think at least, right? I'm expecting you to start the hands-on. Then you will try to understand. Here, right? How I have created it, guys. I have clicked on the Maven. Here I have given some name here. Okay, let's say here in the current one, right? What I have given name is Maven 35. Okay, I have created a Maven tool here. I mean one of the Maven tool here, Maven 35, and I have choose the version as the 3.5.0, guys. Here, if you see in the error message, what it is saying is no tool named M3. Okay, that means it is expecting the name should be something like M3, guys. Same thing if we add something, let me add here M3. I'm creating a new tool. I'm choosing same version, guys, Maven 3.5. Then let me save it. I have saved the file. I have saved the configuration. Let me re-trigger the job, guys. Now see what is going to happen. Okay. Now let me open the pipeline. If you see, right, it is able to cross the phase, this particular phase, guys. If you see here, right, preparation phase got succeeded. Why? Because I have created a M3 as the Maven tool name. Okay. Then it's come to build phase, guys. Now let's see what it's doing is it's cloning the Maven. It cloned all the source code, guys, as you can see here. Okay, it's triggered the Maven also, clean package, same whatever things we have done, right? Same thing it's doing. One more option it is passing, guys, -d Maven test failure ignore. This is because if any JN test case got failed, right, what happening is Jenkins will mark it as a failed, guys. So what I'm saying is I'm telling Maven to ignore even though if there is any test case failures. That's the reason we are passing this particular argument, guys. Now let's go to the further. What it is saying is the compilation phase got succeeded and it is running some JUnit test cases also. Total test cases are 6, guys, and finally 0 failures, right? So after successful, right, it is saying it is printing the success message, guys. If you see in the pipeline right here, the pipeline will get changed a little bit. Preparation, build, results. Any doubt, guys, you have until now? Okay, I'm pausing here for a couple of minutes before going to next topic. If you have any doubts, right, we can discuss, guys. Please free to ask anything.
Sir, can you hear me?
May I know your name?
Ashfaq Ahmed.
Yes, Ahmad. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, this is my first class. Do I need to watch all the video before I am watching this, or
Yes,
should I-
yes. You better start off with the actual sessions. From the third session, first two will be okay. Linux basic I have teach you. So that basics also, right? I will cover in the workshop tomorrow, so you can join there. And yeah, I think our team is going to share it to you. Please share your personal email ID in the chat window. One-to-one you can share it to me if you want.
Okay, sir.
Our team is going to share you on Google Drive or somewhere. Yeah.
Thank you.
One thing, guys, in the in the when you start working real time hours, right? You will create similar pipeline, guys. Nothing will get changed. Nothing is complex. Very straightforward, guys. You don't need to bother so much on this part. If you have any doubts, right, let me know. I'm passing here 1 minute, 1 more minute. Okay, guys. So I will move further, guys. Okay. Here, right, two things if you understand, right? I have something like scripted pipeline. One is the declarative pipeline, guys. Let me go to the jobs again. This one is right. This is declarative pipeline, which I have created here. Dev test. This one also, right? Let me open the notepad. One type of code. Do you guys any idea like there is some way to toggle to show multiple screens at a time? Let me copy the another code also, code piece which I have created just now. Move to another view, I guess. Okay, guys. If you see, right, the way how this declarative is, the code is different. This is like Groovy scripting, guys. This one, okay. Both are quite different, guys. Whatever you want to choose, right, you can choose it. This is also one of the very important interview question, guys. What is the difference between declarative and what is the difference between declarative and scripted pipeline? This is also very important question. If you cross 2-3 years of experience, means be prepared for these kind of questions, guys. Okay. In our workshops, right, I will cover the interview questions also tomorrow. So please join, guys. Now this is the declarative, this is the scripted pipeline, guys. But concept is same, guys. Nothing will get changed. Overall concept, right, it will change. But the way how we are writing the code, right, that will get different, guys. Nothing apart from that. Okay, so this one, right, I will cover in the workshop. Also, you know, from Monday onwards, right, once you have your in your laptop, right, once your Vagrant and Oracle which is available, right, we can start end-to-end pipeline creation, guys. Okay, this one, right, we can extend, as I mentioned, we can extend as per our requirement. You know, some companies may prefer to create some different pipeline. So, you know, if you got some job in the DevOps, right, as a DevOps team guy, you can create your own pipeline also. There is no doubt, but you know, overall concept is same, guys. Whatever you're seeing in the screen, right? GitHub, same concept, you know, it will clone the code using GitHub. It will process its SonarQube, Maven, you know, JN test cases. If there is some failures, right, it will send a notification. This is only CI part, guys. CD part, right, I will cover once we have covered all these tool stack. That may be like Git client, Maven. Once we complete everything, right, then we can start with the actual CD part, guys. First of all, we're only focusing on the continuous integration part only. Okay, guys, so that's all for today. I have covered two topics, guys, for today. One topic is like how to configure SNTP server with the Jenkins. Also, you know how to add them, how to configure this SNTP configuration in the job level also. Okay, so we have tried to trigger some jobs. We have get the notification also. Please practice, guys. I also update you how to add the how to allow your Jenkins to send the email from the Gmail account. Okay, that one topic I have covered. Next topic is like pipeline as a code, guys. I have created scripted pipeline and also I have created declarative pipeline. As I mentioned, right, these two topics will be thoroughly covered in the next week, guys. As of now, right, let's know only basic stuff. From the next week, right, we will go more into the deep into this pipeline as a code, all this stuff, guys. If you have any doubts, right, let me know, guys. Otherwise, right, I can wait for a couple of minutes and we can drop off. If you face any issues, right, when sending, when creating VMs in your local, what we'll do is you can ping me here. I'm sharing my consultant mail ID. I mean consultant chat window. You can ping it here, guys. You can ping me here. I will take a call and I will try to help you guys. I will take a note of this mail IDs and we will make sure we are going to send the details, guys. Any further questions, any doubts, guys? Let me have a quick round table. Otherwise, Amit, Anil, Anusha, Ahmad, Bharat, Dedeep, Sai, Harita, Karthik. So if you have any doubts, also right, please put your expectation also, guys. So if you want to repeat something, right, I'm happy to do it. As I mentioned, right, you should be confident enough to crack the interview on your own. We can provide any further support required, guys. Ravi,
Sir, I have a doubt.
yes, Ravi, tell me, sure. Yes, Ravi, please ask. Yeah.
Can we convert declarative code into the Groovy code, or do we need to learn all that?
See, any approach will be fine, Amit. I can say that part. You know, whatever, you know, as I mentioned, right, the functionality will be little bit, you know, the way how we are coding is different, but, you know, finally you can achieve same, you know, same steps only. Okay, let's do one thing. What are things we are doing here, right? This is our scripted Groovy code. This is our declarative, right? Same thing also I can do here also. How we can do it directly? I can just invoke the sh git clone. Let me remove the comment section. That's it. You know, if you want compilation stage, right, what you can do is you can run something like that. Maven mvn clean package. Same steps only. Nothing will get changed. But you know, Jenkins is provided two options for us. But in real time, right, some people will prefer the declarative, some people will prefer the groovy one. So there is no standard. Okay, this is the standard, this is not standard, something like that. Both are common. Both will be used in the real time. So only advantage, if you go with this, right, you can create your own libraries. You know, if you have some repeated modules, right, for that one you can create your own Groovy module and you can include them in your script. That is only advantage with the scripted pipeline instead of declarative. Apart from that thing, right, concept wise both everything will be same. Yes, Ravi, I'm answering your question, or if you want more explanation, right, I can cover that part as well.
Yes.
Yeah, great. Okay, one thing, guys, whatever we're covering, right, I have a plan actually. So if you don't understand, right, if you want more interested on Linux part, right, comments, if you want to learn, right, I can take a session. It's all up to you guys. So please free to ask questions. Please free to get knowledge on that part. If you have any doubts also, right, I can try to help you.
Yeah, Venkatesh.
Yes.
this Jenkins, then Sonar Cube. So
Mhm.
all this we use to convert the code to suitable language, right?
Mhm.
I mean, I'm asking you.
No, no,
So
it's
the
not
develop.
suitable language. This part, right, I have planned to cover in the Maven session. Let me give some overview. Okay, you have some Java code. Okay, you have some NPM code, Node.js code, let's say, for your reference. Okay, you may have some
Can you enlarge the screen, Ventesh?
What?
Can you enlarge the screen?
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you may have some different coding languages, guys. As I mentioned in the demo sessions also, for any middleware API code, API development, right? You're going to use the Java. If you use any UI framework, right? You can use like Node.js along with the AngularJS. Otherwise, React.js. All like Vue.js also is there, something like that. Newly it came. These are different frameworks. Okay, here we're not going to convert it. What we're going to do is we're going to create a pipeline in the Jenkins, guys. Okay, Java is there. If you want to deploy this Java, right, you need to follow a set of rules. First step will be like you need to clone the code. Same steps you can also do manually also. We're creating a automated pipeline. That's it. Okay, in Git, right, what we're going to, this is our first step. Clone the code to the server. Step, right? I'm going to invoke the Maven. Maven is for the Java. Okay, if you're using Java as the code, then what I'm going to do is I have some goals here. Clean, compile, package. Clean means it will be any word files, it will clean it. Compilation means Java, as you know, we need to compile the code before create. We have some .java file that will become a .class file, right? So for that, you need to do the compilation part. We are using Maven as a build automation to compile all the code in the real time, right? You will have like hundreds of .java files. Okay, so we're going to create a Maven package and we're going to compile it. Finally, we're going to create a package which can be deployed on a server. That may be on the Tomcat, WebLogic, that may be like a basic Java app, anything that we're going to create. Similarly, if you npm Node.js also, right, what we're going to do is npm module we're going to invoke. There are also some steps: npm build, npm install. For Node.js also, right, we need to follow a set of build commands. Once this part is completed, right, what we're going to do is we're going to deploy the app. If you want, right, we can also do the Sonar Cube quality check here. Quality check. Up to here, right, this is all CI part. Currently, I am only covering CI part only. CD part, what will happen is it will deploy the actual app. Deploy app to dev account. If it is success, right, then we can go to further. Deploy app to test account, something like this, guys. Then it will go to staging, production. Okay. To do this, right, we need to use the Jenkins tool as a CA and CD tool. That's the major use. It's not like we're not going to convert anything. To do whatever things we need to do, right, we're automating with the Jenkins tool. That's it. Any further doubts?
Mr. Venkatesh, what is an artifact?
What is an artifact? Oh, this is like, different abbreviations we can decide actually here. It's not like one name. So some people will follow some different abbreviation. Here, what I will tell is from the DevOps word. Okay, I will tell you in the Java what is the artifact. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you have created, once you've done this compilation package, right, in the package section, we'll get some .jar file or .war file. War file can be deployed in the Tomcat or WebLogic. Jar can be run directly, guys. Okay, Java space manager, something like that. Whatever final package came, right, that is also called as an artifact. Okay, it's not, different terminology will be there. Okay, so here, right, this can be saved in somewhere, anywhere. Okay, let's say like release one. I'm using some terms, real-time terms. Okay, release 1.0, release 1.2. when they will say like, release artifact, that means if you want to deploy this release 1.0, okay, this one I will cover in the further session, guys. This will be this may be very high for you. What to deploy is release 1.0, right? As I mentioned here, for Java, we can have some application, some API based apps. All API apps, just like that, all UI apps. Okay, whatever things are required to ensure this release went to the staging and production environment, right? We have a set of API application, that means set of jar files or set of var files. Similarly, we have a set of npm packages or AngularJS code also, guys. All these things, right, will be called as a artifact, release artifact, in the sense when you say release artifact, whatever things are required to deploy this release 1.0, that will be called as artifact. This is how I will define it. Some people may define in a different way also, but overall, right, the concept is same. Yeah, I answer your question. This is just an artifact. This is straightforward answer, I can say. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Any further doubt, guys? You can ask me anything. There is nothing like small or big. You can ask me, guys, anything. Otherwise, right, we can drop off in